So, Ben, we are here in San Francisco and we are close to the beginning of the second period of the selection series of the Red Bull Youth America's Cup. What's your feeling about this event that gave some great chance to the young sailor that coming here from all over the world?
Yeah, it's great for the young sailors to have the chance to sail these America's Cup type boats. It's really something we haven't seen in the America's Cup before. You know, traditionally it's very difficult to break that barrier from, say, Olympic sailing to get into the America's Cup, and now with this event, it's great for the future, I think, to get the younger generation into this type of racing.
Did you expect so high level? Because I read that in the first selection series the level was really high.
Yeah, it has been really exciting to see the level of the sailors, and none of us really knew you know, when the young guys turned up, how hard they've been training, but it looks like they've been preparing pretty well. And certainly we've been out there watching a little bit, and very, very impressed with the level and the performance of the teams.
In looking at our situation, we know that we bring here a lot of Italian talent, and the guys coming from the dinghy classes that are not all the time under the light of the communication. And in my personal opinion, I think that this is a great chance also for that to talk about dinghy classes and so on. What do you think about that?
Well, that's right. I think that, you know, this type of racing and these boats is really trying to make a link from, say, Olympic classes or dinghy classes right up to the America's Cup. So the more we can try and integrate that, so, you know, look at having more exciting dinghy classes and classes for sailors to make that transition in the future. I think that's really an important part of the sport. As you know, we look at the Olympic classes, for example, and some of those classes are actually pretty old now, and maybe we should be looking at you know, designing and developing classes that link into this type of racing and makes that transition a lot easier for the sailors.
If you can say something to the guys that are here in San Francisco, what's your suggestion to try to remain in the America's Cup world?
Well, I think Italy has a huge passion with the America's Cup, and there's been some fantastic teams. You know, look at Luna Rossa and teams before that, Mascalzone Latino. And so there's a great passion there, great following, so I think there'll always be support for the America's Cup in Italy. And for these sailors, Italian sailors, to be here learning some new skills, I think that's great. I mean, they're the future of the America's Cup, and hopefully they can go home with some new skills and help keep that passion going.
And talking about the C45, the main suggestion that you can give to the guys, what's important when they are on board of the C45?
If there was any boat where it's about teamwork, I think it's these boats, because they're so physically demanding and you really have to be backing each other up. Communication needs to be very good, but you know, if one line in the process falls down, then the whole thing will very quickly be a disaster. So it really takes good teamwork, backing up your teammates, and coordination.
And talking about the difference between the C45 and the C72, which is the main difference? Speed, boat handling, what about?
I think probably, obviously the AC72s, most of them are on foils, so that's a very different technique to sailing around non-foiling like you are on the AC45, so that takes a while to get used to that. But actually when you do get up, the sensation of speed is probably less because you're just flying effectively. But that's the biggest difference between the boats. But certainly the AC45 is a great way to prepare, and we use them a lot in-house training to develop our skills for the AC72.
So it's more a question of speed, or also tactics it's important?
I think certainly more speed in those boats. I mean, the tactics will be a big issue, as it always is, but I think the America's Cup will be won and lost on speed this time around, yeah.
A few months ago you communicated to all over the world that your Olympic career is finished. You had some incredible results, and what about your future America's Cup? And
yeah, the America's Cup is, I hope, a big part of my future, and certainly it's great to be with Oracle Team USA and building up to try and defend the Cup. And then with a British team, which we started with JP Morgan BAR, so that's also very exciting for the future. And some other projects too, perhaps. So, you know, it's exciting times ahead.
Many thanks, man, to be with us.
Thank you.